Hello everyone, it's me again, funkdoc, and we're going to have another France 6-player game. This one's going to be a lot of really tough players and really only one newer player. The rest are all veterans here. It's me, Josh the Funkdoc, going up against Dougie, who is the newbie I mentioned, one of the players who got into this game because of these YouTube videos. We have daroj, Mastaba, and Funkard, who's been featured in more of my recent videos, and psteinx. Alright. I am closing in on Stein's win rate at this point, which makes me happy. And hey, I'm at the bottom again. I get to go for plant 11 if I so desire. Well, daroj instantly bidding 6 for plant 3. Presumably to go for triple Paris, which is quite strong on this config. With the number of bordering cities near Paris, I mean, you should have somewhere to go. Even if it's like Dijon, that's still something. So we're talking about the fact that the last player in the auction is guaranteed to get plant 11 as their first plant on France. The issue is that's not as big a deal as you might think. Couple reasons. First of all, uranium's not extremely cheap on the first turn compared to other options. Second of all is because, probably more importantly, if you get the 11 on turn 1, you won't be able to afford a big plant on turn 2, really. And that can often, particularly in 6-player, turn 2 can be when a lot of the most important plants come and go. So 11 can kind of screw you there. As we mentioned, I see 11 win very, very few France 6-player games, but I think I'm still going to take it here. I think. I might actually consider bidding for the 10 here because of there being of 8 not being bought already, so coal could be cheap for me. 15 being behind is a problem, though. That's what's still going to make me lean toward the 11 here. And unfortunately, this is setting up to be a market with yeah, we're not for 15. The other factor with the 11 too is just bidding last in a 6-player game can be tricky sometimes. Though I don't think that's going to be as bad on this config. Anyway, was it 29, 27? I got those. 44. So 44 is the one that's going to go under the deck. Okay, pretty standard there. Getting my uranium. Now that we have all these potentially great plants coming, I think Daroj might not go for the triple Paris now. Question is, where does he go in that case? Stein's already saying he's going to take all of Paris if you let him. In this game, I don't know. I'm not feeling a triple build here when 15 is the plant you would have to buy and potentially drop monsters for everybody else. Daroj has a decision to make here. Nope. He goes for the triple. Alright. Gonna deny Stein his favorite build. Stein goes for Amiens instead, which is interesting. I see why, though, because you get cheap cities this way. Yeah, as I said before, I actually would have bid Mastaba for plant 10, except for the fact that 15's on the market. Now Funkard has to decide. Funkard's mad because Stein took his spot. Amiens there. I think the build for Funkard should be like Tour and Le Mans, something like that. That should be the build for... Yeah, something like that. Or Le Mans Angers. Angers probably makes more sense. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's Funkard's best build, probably. Okay, my mouse is acting weird for some reason. Okay, seems to be back to... Well, I don't know. Still stuttering a little bit here. I'm guessing Dougie's going to build somewhere in yellow, probably Dijon. Dijon or Lyon, one of those. Dijon's probably the better option because if you build Dijon, no one else is going to build Lyon beneath you. That's just, the cities aren't that cheap. You're cornering yourself, and you're only getting like 4, maybe 5 cities if you're lucky. So that would be a bad build. So Dijon should secure this half of yellow for you as well. So I'm going to think that's where Dougie builds. I think the best build for Dougie would be Dijon, personally. Really? I'm not quite sure about that. Because now you're conceding yellow to most likely Mastaba. Mastaba has to take yellow now, I bet. Yeah. Yeah, yellow is obvious for Mastaba now, I think. I assume Dijon should be the second city. Or Mastaba's actually thinking about a 1 build with Plant 10, but no, he's going to go Saint Etienne. Maybe you couldn't afford Dijon? I don't know. I thought you could. With coal that cheap, I thought you should be able to. In fact, yes, mathematically you should be able to. Interesting that Mastaba chooses the cheaper city instead. He might be thinking about buying a plant on turn 2 so that he could better, he'd have more. So taking the cheaper city, he'd have more money to afford that plant on turn 2. And now I'm in an interesting situation here. Not the greatest builds for me. Not the greatest builds for me at all here, actually. Not the greatest builds in the world for moi. I can either go Tour Orléans, or Nantes and Rennes. I don't know if this is like... Man, I took 4 years of high school French and I'm just butchering these names here. This would be the safer build. Probably the better build for me since I don't think I'm buying a plant turn 2. Probably this would be better. Probably that. I can get a lot of cities this way, though they're all expensive cities. So, blah. But yeah, I think there probably is less pressure on me early to buy a plant and build. Since I don't think I'm likely buying a plant next turn, I have more time to build up cash with my efficient 11. So that's why I'm leaning more toward this build. Why is Funkard not firing plants? Is he high again or something? There we go. And now 25 is in. Well, 10 and... Plant 10 and this triple build are both looking a lot worse now. And I think my decision is looking a little better. I ain't touching 15 with a 20-foot pole right now. No way, no how. Daroj obviously has no choice but to buy it, though. All right. Stein bids for the 15. This is an interesting move. Ooh, that makes my 11 a hell of a lot better right there. Wow. Daroj still has to buy something, too. Maybe the 8, as horrible as that looks. Actually, Daroj might buy 7 here. That's a possibility. Possibly buy 7 and only power 2 cities this turn. That's what Daroj might be looking at here. Either that or I was just about to say he might pass, because I've seen Daroj do this before, and it actually worked out pretty well for him. I've seen Daroj pass in that situation if there's no good options for him, because he's like if it looks like there's going to be a big plant available on turn 3, he'll just not buy a plant on turn 2 and then try to go for that instead. Which, if you can get that big plant, then it actually works out more in your favor if you don't buy a plant turn 2. Because whatever plant you're buying on turn 2 in this situation, it's not going to make you a profit in one turn. It's going to net cost you money. It would take 2 turns for you to actually make money from that plant. So not buying a plant here actually has big potential to pay off. Funkard opts to pass, does not, which I think is reasonable. You don't want to risk dropping the 25 at cost for dougie when he's like second from bottom in the turn order and he's going to get cheap coal here. Yeah. dougie, I think, just has to buy the 8. Like, I think at this point, since the plant was bought, dougie has to buy something to move the market here. That's what I think he's looking at. And yeah, exactly what Daroj just said. Plant 14 was the only plant that could have possibly dropped that would have kept Daroj from buying something this turn. Literally any other plant that dropped, he would have gone for. 16, 17, because this is France, even 17 would have been worth buying for him, for sure. And he could put bigger plants up for bid and see if other people bid on them. He likely won't be able to win them, but he can put them up for bid at least, and then just see what happens after that. I get what dougie's going for, though, and it actually makes a lot of sense, because you have an efficient 1-capacity plant in the 9, so it makes more sense to get another efficient 1 compared to an inefficient 2-capacity plant. Since dougie's not going to power 3 cities this turn. dougie can't build 3. So better to power 2 more efficiently. Mastaba sure is making out big time here, though. Yep, so Stein gets off to a nice early lead here, being able to power 3 already. Even with an extra coal store, no less. Stein's trying to direct people to attack me with the table talk. Right, where are we at here? 14, 21, 25, 27. So is it 36? 36 goes under the deck this turn. Now I need to think. No, I need to think. I need to think here. Yeah, I just don't build. I need to stay as low as I can in the turn order here. Oh yeah, 19. 19 would have caused Daroj to no-buy as well, in addition to 14. Because 19 is basically just as bad at this stage of the game. And oof, 16. Well, Daroj doesn't get 21, so never mind. I assume nobody should bid 16 here. Daroj obviously has to do this now. He cannot go another turn powering just one city when he has 3 on him. Yeah, nobody else is going to want this. Well, dougie might feel feisty and click here possibly if he doesn't think he can win 21 or 25. And he's likely not going to. He's likely not going to be the richest player because of having to buy the 6 last turn. That was just a break-even play in one turn. So he's not sitting in the most cash here. That would be me right now. Mastaba, myself and Mastaba would probably be like the richest players. And Stein, like us 3, are clearly ahead in money right now. This should still get a good amount of bidding because only one person can get 25. So if you don't think you're going to get 25, wouldn't you want 21 at a good price? That's an aspect of this game that beginners tend not to grasp as much. Like, you always have your eyes on the big plant coming up next in the market, but A, what if that plant doesn't come? B, what if that plant comes and goes for more than you can afford? You need to consider both of those possibilities. There are still a number of duds here that could block 25. Okay. I get it for less than 30? Really? Sure. Thank you, game. Now, sadly, I ain't going to be able to afford 4 cities this turn. But I can easily stock up on resources and get to 3. I actually do have a question now, though. Do I do that? Or do I stay at 2 cities and run the 11 again this turn, just to drop in turn order? 25 should hopefully go for a lot of money here. Funkard would have to build Tours as their next city, I think. I should hopefully be able to get Wrens on the next turn. So that'd be nice. Okay, 25's going for... Yeah, that's a good price for 25 at this stage of the game. 27. This is interesting because I think Funkard's going to pass on this. Or Dougie might even just pass 27 to Funkard straight up. What we're seeing right now with Daroj is indeed the risk of the triple build, and that's exactly why Funkard wants to pass. There was a very good chance of that plant coming on. Okay. I don't regret my purchase, though, because... I don't know how much higher Mastaba was able to go for 25. It may have ended up out of my price range. Actually, no. I could have bid more for 25 and then just run the 11 again. Stayed at 2 cities if needed. But yeah. Looking at the plants now, Daroj is showing you the risk of doing an early triple build in a 5 or 6 player game. You often end up in the situation where you kind of have to take this mediocre plant that powers 3 or whatever, and then let everybody else get 4s and 5s, you know? I'll stock both coal and oil. There's value in attacking both right now. Ooh. Ooh. I'd rather take this cheap city while I can get it. I have my eye towards building to 5 next turn, so I want that cheap city. I'll definitely burn the oil and just store the coal. Stein is looking really good here, though. He's got a lot of money, and him not buying a plant this turn is going to set him up really well for this next turn here. Because it looks like we might get big stuff staying on. Yes, indeed. Well, Stein tends not to be a fan of 33. He hates what it does to your turn order when it shows up early. Plus, in 6-player, resource restock rates are so absurdly high that the green plants don't have as big of an advantage as they do in smaller games. You can see Funkard right there just straight up passing on 33. I mean, he still needs to build this turn, too. That's the other thing. If I can manage it, which I should be able to, I'd like to build Tours in Bordeaux this turn. Bordeaux gives me the cheaper connections into red, the rest of red, so I take that over Limoges. Or, here's the problem. If I buy 33, I can't build a fourth city this turn. I have to pass this. I can't get a fourth city this turn if I buy 33. Stein's going to fish for a drop here, I think. Or no, there's a lot of duds in the deck. He might still bid this a little bit. These other plants are bad enough that he might be inclined to bid at least a little for this. What are the odds of 35 showing up? Not very good. Only 3 plants left in the deck can put 35 on, although there's also the possibility of 34. Or one of the 6 capacity plants showing up out of nowhere. Okay. Ooh. I mean, Stein's not going to complain from a money perspective about pairing 15 with 18. But now with 17 dropping after 18, yeah, these are the duds here now. Okay. I like my position a little more now that I have a 4 and Stein doesn't. That hurts Stein quite a bit. A lot, actually, that he didn't get like some kind of viable endgame plant dropping to him after 33. And that's a huge win for daroj right there. All right. There's going to be so little oil used in this game. I think I'm just going to buy the nuke this turn and nothing else. Stein almost certainly takes Reims this turn, so daroj is going to get blocked pretty good for builds, which is a risk with triple Paris on this config for sure. daroj probably takes Tours, I bet. Like, that would be his cheapest city left, and the one that gives him the most in the way of future connections. If daroj builds Tours, then I'm going Limoges and Bordeaux. Definitely. That's like the 2 builds right there. That protects red for me. Funkard's going to have a pretty rough time getting a 4th city of Daroj Builds tours. I just realized this. Yep, that's exactly what I expected to happen. Mastaba builds Claremont. You would want Besancon as your 5th city if you want to build a 5th. But then again, Stein building 6, that triggers step 2. So... people have to think about how much they want to build. Okay, so I still stay below Mastaba at least. I'm below Mastaba and Stein, which is good. I maybe shouldn't have built to 5 this turn so that I could stay below Daroj, but at the same time, I feel like I'm under pressure to start making money from that 11 while uranium's sitting there at $1. Daroj, I mean, I think Funkard's just going to no-build. That way he can take bottom in the turn order for next turn and go into Paris. Yeah. I think that's clearly the best move here. Ooh, 23. Ugly, ugly, ugly. I'm not going to complain, bro. I don't need to buy a plant next turn. I still have one more city to build to get the most out of the plants I have. Yeah. Mastaba's looking really good. $42 out. There's 50. 44, 36. Oh, 39, right? No, 39's in the game. Did I miss something here? Might be able to just work our way through the duds here. Did we really trigger step two this early? I think we did. I can't think of anything else that would have gone under. Stein gets stuck with 23. Oh, well, here we god dang go, people. I'll start at 45. See who's serious about this. This market could still shut off at any time if 12 shows up. Or 19. Or even 22. To an extent. Hey, 35 actually makes it out of the market. How about them apples? Okay, glad I let go of 30 now. Let's fight for this thing. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'll take 20. If people don't bid for 20, I'm taking this thing, man. Okay, well, I'll still take it because I don't even need 20 in order to build this turn, and I'll just use 21 and 11. Holy shit. Now I feel... Okay, at least this should get bid up a little bit here. Cole's going to stay cheap unless 31 shows up suddenly, though. Because Stein can't afford... I mean, Stein can't stock extra on 15 anymore. That would probably be the next plant he'd want to replace. Can you bid this a little bit more, please? Make me feel better about my life choices with the 20. Why don't you? There we go. Drive it up some. Drive up 34 some. There's so little coal beneath me right now. This is pretty great with 20, actually. Well. I'm at least winning the turn order battle, if nothing else. That could maybe be quite important. Also, I do have to say, I'm not so sure about Funkard being a winner here. He had a rough start, kind of. Not buying a plant turn 2. So apparently I might have killed Mastaba with that 35 bidding, so A. He was one of the players I was most afraid of. Stein, I think, is close to out of the running here, given that we're facing this market stall. Although Stein's going to build 8 out of the game this turn. So he'll get another chance at a good plant next turn. I'm out of any auctions next turn. There's no room for me to build. What a hell of a turn that was, though. Daroj got sweet values on 26 and 33, I gotta say. He still needs to catch up on money, though. Still needs to catch up on money, yeah. Still needs to catch up on money. Ooh, I get Andres. Cool. I'll take that cheap city while it's there. Wish I could afford tours as well, but c'est la vie. Ooh, 22. Well, that might be the death of Stein right there. We already got the dud. But yeah, I need that money so I can hopefully build to 9 next turn. That's what I'm looking at here. And 12. Oh, we're going to have 2 more turns of this bullshit for Stein. Yeah, I think Stein's dead now. Yep. But exactly what he just said right there. I think that's the nail in my coffin. The 2 remaining major duds left in the deck, 22 and 12, both showed up now. So that's it for Stein. He did his best to move the market, but his best just wasn't good enough in this case. He's not going to be able to catch up on plants before the end of the game now. And it's all beastly plants. Like, literally everything left in the deck is endgame plants after this. After 19 and 22 here. Mm, 24. That's the next lowest plant left in the deck. Oh, I forgot to take 30 out forever ago. Okay. So 4 plants left to be drawn after this. Here's where it gets interesting. I might just build to 8 next turn. I mean this turn. I might just build to 8. Reason being, so I can stay below Stein in the turn order. We can't build any plants out of the game either because that would just end the game. Like, building 14 cities ends the game, so Stein couldn't get rid of 14 if he had the money to, which he doesn't. He just admitted earlier that he had exactly 0 left when he built to 8. Might as well buy this uranium. There's basically no harm in me doing this. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is play for turn order. I think I just build to 8 and see what happens now. That's going to be my plan. Because I need to take advantage of my low plant number here. With 21, the mere 21 being my highest numbered plant, I easily beat anybody else in the plant tiebreaker for turn order. Even Stein with his lowly plants up there. So that's my main advantage right now. And I think that's the advantage I'll need to press if I want any chance of winning this game. I'm almost wondering if I'd be better off running like 20 and 11 versus 20 and 21 if I were to build to 8. Dougie builds to 7. Okay. Am I really going to get tours? That's amazing. I think I have to just get tours in Orleans now. Yeah? Yeah, that seems like the obvious play for me. And just stop at 8. Work my turn order advantage over Stein here. Oh, what do I do? I think I still do this, yeah. I'm not going to buy a second uranium, obviously. I just want to spend $1 to attack other players by a lot more than $1 cumulatively. Because uranium's not going to go back to 1 since I'm holding on to 1 there on 11. Anyway, 39 out. There's 28. We're going in sequence through like all the lowest plants left in the deck now, I swear. $31? Yeah, we really are going in sequence through all the lowest plants left. Watch this be 32, then 40 now. I was thinking 30 might turn out to be the steal of the game here. Although Dougie doesn't have enough in the way of other capacity yet, or cash, for that matter. Oh my god, coal for $1. Give me the $1 coal. Actually, just get all the coal now. Yeah, just do that. Yeah, Dougie made a slight mistake storing extra trash, I think. It does make me feel a little better about my money that Funkard was the only other player who could get to 9 last turn. That does put him in a much better spot now. But being high up in the turn order is going to cost him big time, I think. That will cost him dearly. Also, I'm not building this turn. No way. We are getting to the step 3 building next turn. I want to stay below Stein at any cost. That's my mission here. So dougie builds above me, which is exactly what I wanted. I'm guaranteed bottom next turn now, and that's going to be huge because next turn a bunch of plants are getting bought. And I want to have a chance for the 6s. That's what I'm looking at here. Here's something to consider. I might want to end up just running 20 and 11 this turn, I think. I ain't building. I ain't building, buddy. Because if I don't build now, I'm going to be guaranteed step 3 Paris. Plus, I should be able to get a good chunk of, red as well. I think I have a real shot at this game. We'll have to see. People are wisely staying below Funkard here. That's very important because Funkard is getting enough money to where if he gets, a 5 capacity plant or something next turn, he can easily end the game. We want to force Funkard to either buy a 4 cap plant or pass. So that way he doesn't get to 14 capacity. If you were to buy like 24, 24, 28, that only gets him to 13. And then other players will get ahead of him and end the game next turn. So basically we have 2 4 capacity plants to get through here. 2 4s. Yeah. We have 2 4s to get through. And then we'll get to the good stuff. 32 is still lurking. It hasn't shown up yet. Let me look at this. The issue is, I think 37 might come on after 32. Because of BSW's bug of not reshuffling the plants if you draw the step 3 card in the auction, you're supposed to reshuffle the plants right then and there, I'm pretty sure. But at least that's how we do it in real life, in my experience. BSW does not do that, though. So if you track the plants in the order they went under the deck, you'll know what order they're going to come if the step 3 card's drawn that turn and people continue to buy plants. Mastaba's got a no build here, I'm pretty sure, right? Daroj might have just cost himself the game there. Yeah, I'm thinking I probably just run 20 and 11 this turn. That's my thinking. Which means it might have been a mistake for me to buy oil. I didn't think that through before my resource buy. Thought just hit me. Hey, I should probably burn that. Since I'm staying at 8 cities anyway, I might as well just use that uranium for a turn. Although holding on to oil might be good with 32 in play and me having a very good chance to get it, I think. Well, now Funkard doesn't really have a reason to build much, if at all. He's gotten blocked out of all the good cities left at this point. He could get Bordeaux, I guess. But I think he should see that I'm likely to build south next turn. I think I build south next turn, probably. Yeah. I mean, I made it through the most expensive part of this region already. Like, my cheapest cities would be probably like Paris, and then Uh, uh, yeah. Actually, maybe even like. Mm, 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 mm. That's 134. Mm, 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 mm. That's 138. What about this? Mm, mm, mm. 146, so that's actually quite a bit more. Okay. So with me getting these builds, let me think of what's left for me. What's even left for me to build? It's 47 for these. What's awkward is that a 5 capacity plant would be best for me, not a 6. Because I can only build to 14 this turn. I don't think I'd realistically be able to build more. Well, Mastaba gets the plant he needs. He's obviously ending the game this turn. For sure. Now the problem is, other players don't get to 14 if they buy a plant. But if nobody buys a plant, Mastaba just wins right now. But whoever buys 28 is not winning the game. Would be the issue. Okay, Daroj does it. Daroj does the thing. Yeah, see, his building last turn cost him the game. Okay, so this time I get a shot at a good plant here. So it would be 44, then 36. So we're going to get 31, 32, 36, then 37. Okay. I'm already past the point where I can actually build to 15, but I can get 14 this way. Dougie is wise to pass on this because 32 is going to come next, and Dougie has an oil stored already on 9, so that helps a lot. Funkard doing the maths. What I want is for, like, if Funkard passes and Stein bids, I feel like I just want to pass right there. Like, Stein, because Stein has, like, Stein's sitting on ridiculous amounts of money. He's going to bid a plant ridiculously high. And I don't want $36 to be that plant. Stein might actually get some hope if he gets to bid for $36. I don't want to give him that opportunity. 36, because I know from again, from tracking the plants, I know for a fact that 36 is going to come after 32 here. And that's going to be the last plant I can end the game with. This is tricky because I'm not going to get a great drop at cost after everything else. Like, whoever doesn't get 31, 32, or 36 is out of the running in this game now. I have an idea. That leaves me 137. 134. So that's close. This is still the cheapest build, the one where I build the rest of red and then just do double Paris. That's still my cheapest overall build for 14. But I have to think about who I'd want to attack here, which looks to me like Mastaba. I'm still worried about Mastaba. That said, I am taking 2 cheap cities away from Mastaba with this build. By building in red there. So that would be useful. I think I just take my cheapest builds, I guess. Hopefully Funkard's not... Okay, there we go. It was connection problems, so Funkard's back in action. Yep, exactly what I figured. Okay. Funkard bids, stays in the bidding. We're getting to Stein. This is getting close to my limit. Really close to my limit. I'll click one more time. But now I'm going to have to pass, though. I think Dougie's just too far behind on money, probably. So what I hope is that Dougie doesn't bid me up too much on whatever the last plant left is. Now, if Dougie goes crazy for 32, which he might, I don't know, though. I still feel like Dougie's just a little bit poor. Okay, so Stein passes that at 50. Okay, so Stein was using like the same price I am, more or less. Okay. Okay, let's do this again. Now, how much to bid for 32? 54. Okay. Stein was willing to click 31 that much. He's got to be willing to click 32 for more. Yep. Hopefully I can get this a little cheaper now. Now Stein is tight. Given how much these plants are going for, I think Mastaba is still probably going to win, though. Oh, shit. Oh, no. My oil. Shit, this is bad, actually. Okay. I only have 13 left. I have a hunch Mastaba's got to have more than that, though, right? He's got to have more than that, right? Right? He could get blocked hard enough on the builds, though. But then again, I mean, he's still probably going to get these if nothing else. Dang it, Dougie not building. Mastaba could actually get one spot in Paris if he wanted, but now that's not even going to be worth it for him, I bet. Mastaba's builds are not going to get blocked that bad, though. Actually, Daroj. Daroj can block a bunch of Mastaba's potential cheaper cities there. Mastaba's losing a lot of his cheapest cities right now. Watch Funkard sneak out this win somehow. After how much Funkard paid for 31, I kind of don't think he has it. I find it hard to believe that I win a three-way tiebreaker with just 13 bucks left. Find that hard to believe. Biarritz is probably Mastaba's cheapest now, I bet. Biarritz, right? Yeah, it's pretty sure it's Biarritz. Oh, no. Metz. Metz is actually one cheaper. Oh, he saw that. Dang it. I was hoping he wouldn't see that. Man. This is down to the wire here. Wonder what happens if I don't store oil on 21. Probably win then. As is, it's second for me. Wow, what a game. Huge congratulations to Mastaba. Oh, so close. So close. I feel like I'm getting better at 6-player, though. That's been my huge weakness for a while. And I'm steadily getting better at it, I think. Anyway, congrats to Mastaba again, and good night.